What's going on, everybody? I just want to talk with you guys from my experience with alcohol, with domestic violence. I'm not an expert. I'm far from that. I'm not a counselor. All I can say is I can give you my advice. And my advice to there's coping, how to cope with certain situations that you get put in that causes you, that triggers you to drink. And what I do, most of the time for me, it's feeling that like not having faith. That's what triggers me to get the urge whenever I feel like I don't have faith and I'm losing hope. Or it was different. It's different living in a city. Because when I was in the city, it's like you have friends that drink, you have coworkers that drink, and for them, it's like a good time. Let's have a good time. Let's go out and drink. Let's celebrate. Our man, we had a hard day today. Let's go out and you know treat ourselves. Kind of situation. But what's different for me and what I think it is for natives, and it's more like alcohol is a disease for some of us. It's a disease, and you think, nah, alcohol's not a disease, but it is. It's a disease that is hard to. It's not like a medication that you can just take and it'll go away. For me, it's more, when you have the faith, and you have our ways, our traditional ways, and you know about them, and you know that when you pray and when you go to a nipi, that helps you. That helps you know that we're above alcohol. We're above it. Like it's not even part of who we are, and in our chante, in our heart. It's not us. We're not the people to have alcohol in our blood. That's what I'm learning. Being around my own people and seeing and knowing all around the United States, being around my people, Native Americans in general, all different tribes, all different cultures. And it's not in our culture to have alcohol and drugs. And I'm speaking about this because I have family members that are having a hard time with alcohol and domestic violence. And I can only give you guys my own story and my own experience. I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody, on behalf of anybody else but myself. You see, whenever I was in relationships, and I say relationships because I've been in a few relationships where it did get physical, and to me at the time, I felt like as soon as I got hit and as soon as it happened, the person that hit me, they dropped to their knees and they apologized. And, you know, instantly, I felt like I wanted to fight back. Instantly, I felt I couldn't believe this person that claims that they love me so much, they care about me so much, but then they go and hit me like this. And I'm thinking, this isn't love. This isn't any part of love. But then I see them on their knees and begging me for forgiveness, and I'm thinking I could easily forgive them. Easy. It's a given that I forgive them for hitting me, but at the same time, I can't forget that. It's already a memory, already a bad memory. Already I'm traumatized, and already I could feel it to my core that I have a reaction now. When somebody comes near me, I get a type of way where the inner me gets scared to where I'm gonna get hit again, and it's not a good feeling at all to have. So after, years of off and on abuse of I'm sorry, forgive me, and then do the same thing again and threaten me, threaten to kill me. After this, years and years of that, I keep taking them back and I keep forgiving them, and I'm thinking, when is it gonna end? When is it gonna be that you're really sorry that you did this to me? And it's never there's never an end to it. As long as I put up with it, it was going to be there. As long as I let them abuse me and I let them be in my life and say sorry, it's always going to be like that. They're always going to say sorry, I'll change, and it's going to be, like that. The honeymoon stage is what they call it. Again, yeah, we're making up and everything is good. Everything is back to where it was. It's just like how we just met, and they really do love me, and then it's back to the same person again. But you got to remember that the person that hit you, that's who they really are. That's who they are showing you. This is who I am. That's the person that they really are. The person that you see that comes whenever they want you back, and that person, that's not a real person. That's a mask that they wear, that they know to keep you. And I've been thinking about it, you know, and it's like you want that person 24/7, that nice person, the sweet person, the loving, caring, I'll do anything for you type of person. But really, it's not even, that person's not even real. They don't exist. And it's easy for people to say, why don't you just leave? It's easy to say that, just leave. But it's not that easy whenever you have this bond of pain, and you have this bond of, but we were in love at one time, and then but we had these plans, and what they do is they make it seem like you're the one. It's your fault now. It's your fault that we don't have, that we can't do the plans that we said we were going to do because you did this. But really, at the end of the day, you got to keep in your mind that you are worth more than this person is making you, feel like. Yeah, they might make you feel good in the moment, but they can care less about you. They don't really love you. They're doing everything because this is their corruption. This is their own toxic routine that they do, and you just got in the way of it. I guarantee you, as soon as you break up with them, and as soon as you realize that this person is not good for you, then you're going to see their routine. They're going to go on to the next person, and they're going to do the same thing that they did to them. It's no different. They lie and they say they're sorry. Please forgive me. I changed. I'll never do it again. I've never done this to anybody. I don't know what came over me. They make it seem like that was a once in a lifetime thing, when really it wasn't. When really that's who they are. That's who they've been. That's who their parents created them to be like that. Maybe their parents were toxic. Their parents were abusive like that. So they grew up with that, and they think it's okay. And they're going to make it seem like it's okay. And they're going to make it seem like this is normal. And they'll probably even joke about it. I had an ex that joked about it and made it seem like it was something funny that happened to us in our relationship, when really, to them, it might have seemed like a joke, but to me, I was still hurt, and I still had that shock and that belief that they would never do it again, but they did. And some of it did happen with alcohol involved, and that's what made it seem like more of, it was the alcohol. Let's blame the alcohol. It was because I was drunk. It was because, I'm so sorry, I don't know what came over me. It wasn't my fault. It was the alcohol. I'm not like that. And whenever I'm sober, and all of these words to make it seem like, and blame, they just push the blame off on something else, or on someone else, or even you. They make it seem like it's your fault, but it's not. And one thing I know is, like, once you've been through, and once you're going through this relationship that is not good for you at all, it's not healthy, it's not loving, it's just an ugly feeling inside of you, that you think that you're going to get that love back, and you're waiting for that person to come back, but they're not. it's a healing process. It's a long healing process afterwards. But some people, they don't even wait to heal themselves. They go right back into finding another relationship and trying to find that love again. When really, it's if you have kids, that's all you need is your kids. Your kids are there to love you, to grow with you, and to show you that your worth is more than any man can make you feel like. Your kids are going to be there to show you. And for me, it's like I can't, still to this day, I can't be in a relationship. I'm not even looking for a relationship because I feel like I attract that type of person. The type of person that is going to use me until they can't use me anymore, and then they're going to start the abuse cycle again. And that's what I'm scared of. So then my guard is up, my wall is up, and I can't undo it. I can't undo the trauma. I can't undo the thinking of how a narcissist makes you feel like everything is your fault and you're the crazy one. That's how sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'm not gonna find a relationship because I know too much now. I know too much about what to look for. I know the signs and I know the flags, and I know how they're going to lie, and I know how their anger comes out at little times. If you just now starting to meet somebody, you can see it. You can already see they're showing you just by little things, just by little outbursts. And that's where I'm just like, I know too much about these people to try to fool myself into thinking that this person in front of me is not the person that my ex was. So whenever I see this type of person, I can already tell where they came from and what their motive is and how they're manipulating their whole relationship and how they're going to make their next move and how it's not their fault. Just by me being in that relationship, and then just by me educating myself on it more, by reading books and watching videos and listening to counselors. I've been to counseling a few times, so a few different times. So then it's just like, I already know too much about you to let you waste your time to make me fall for that again. You know what I mean? And I feel like as long as and it's hard to tell somebody that's in that situation to educate yourself on what you're going through, but you really do have to educate yourself because you think you're the only one that's going through this, and you think you're going to stay with them, you're going to make it work, and you're going to have a happy life, but really you're lying to yourself, you're fooling yourself. And to make it worse, if you have kids, you're fooling your kids. And just try to keep it real within your heart, real within your kids' heart. Don't ever put a man over your kids. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. Your kids are everything, and you should guard them and protect them Educate yourself so your kids don't go through the same thing that you're going through right now. And that's one thing that I'm doing. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to tell my kids to hate all men in general, but I want them to know the type of man that is going to lie and that is going to hurt them, only to make it seem like it's love when it's not. I wish you would just listen to your heart. Even with the same thing with alcohol, it is a disease, and if you need help, if you truly need help to stop, then ask for help and tell people, I need help. I can't stop. I need alcohol every day and I can't stop myself from not drinking. Then you need to really ask for help and ask your family for help. Ask your friends. Ask me. I can tell you the stories where I was in that situation, and at the time I didn't want no help. I didn't think I had a problem. I thought I had everything under control. I got this. I'm just gonna have a few drinks and I'm gonna go to sleep. But then it turns into more and more and more. And then pretty soon I'm feeling hurt and sad and I'm crying and feeling depressed. But then I think about it and I'm like, I don't even feel like this whenever I'm sober. I don't even feel depressed. I'm more thinking and more moving and more motivation and more productive. And then whenever I drink, it slows me down on everything and it just makes me sad and depressed. Back to looking back on my whole life. And I feel like whenever I started to feel like that, I was like, I don't want to feel like this at all. And there was times where I just hated the feeling that I felt the night before. And I went and I had these boxes of wine and I just went and tore open every single bag. I had 3 boxes. I just tore them open and threw them in a bathtub and I just spilled it all out. And I was just so angry with myself to let myself feel so weak. I didn't want to feel weak. And that's one thing where if you feel strong when you're drinking and you feel like you're a strong person and you're more wise, it's not real. And if you start feeling like you can handle it by yourself, you got it under control, that's only that alcohol that is lying to you, because really you're more in control, you're more productive, you're more strong whenever you're not in any kind of mind alternating I don't want to call it a hypnosis, but you know what I mean, like drinking alcohol and drugs. Everything is better without it. You don't need it in your life right now. If you have kids, your life, I feel like for me, how I look at everything is when you have kids, your whole worth is even better and it's more you have more better concentration because you have your kids to look at, and to look up to, because they are you, and you get a chance to rebuild you through your kids. You want them to be educated, you want them to be smarter than you was, you want them not to get in trouble, you want them to not make the same mistakes that you did, and you want them to be good people. If you want all of that, then that's another whole reason to be sober and make your kids a better you, and be the better mom, be a better dad than you ever had in your life for your kids. So they can remember you. Oh, my mom did this and my dad did this, and they're going to have those memories to look back on. And that's where you don't want them to remember you as, oh, mom was getting abused all the time, so that must be okay. So I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to have a boyfriend and that's going to abuse me, and it's going to be okay because my mom's been through the same thing and my mom is okay. You don't want them to do that. I look at my little nieces and my nephews and I think they're watching you. They're watching their parents, and they're going to think this is okay whenever they're teenagers or whenever they're young adults, and they're going to do the same thing. Do you really want them to do the same thing? Do you want your kids to do the same thing that you're doing now? No, you don't. You want them to be better. You want them to be untouched by toxic relationships, by toxic people in general. You want them to be able to just call it out as soon as they see it coming at them. They already know who this person is and what they want from them. You need to educate your kids and just focus on your own heart and your own thinking so that they can do better in their lives. And it's really hard. It is going to be really hard to sober up and to think about what you want to do, because I feel like when you have kids, you lived your whole life. Before you had kids, you lived your whole life to be who who you want to be right now, who you're trying to be. This person that goes out and parties, this person that goes out and drinks and has a good time. Like, yeah, you did all that already before you had kids. But now your whole life is dedicated to your kids. You're living your life for your kids. Tungashala gave you these little spirits. They came to you. They chose you. Because they seen something in you. Something good and something pure. And remember that. Remember your kids. They chose you. It's really hard to get to somebody that is in that situation, but I want you to hear me, and I hope that you do hear me, that your life is worth more. You think that you're not hurting yourself when really you are. Physically, your insides, you're killing your insides. You're killing your kidney, your liver. And then one day you're going to wake up and want to, and it's already too late because you already messed up your kidney from drinking. And you're going to wish that you stopped before it was too late. No, you can't. Stop. And ask for help and get help if you need it. I'm here if you want to talk to me. Don't try to stop before it's too late. Don't think you're Mr. Incredible or Mrs. Incredible and think that you're untouchable, that your health is good whenever you're really killing your insides. You're really hurting your body and especially your mind. You think it's not changing your way of thinking when it is. But yeah, I just want to talk with you guys and let you know that I'm here if you ever need me to talk to. But it's not worth it. Alcohol, the bad relationships. There's better people out there. There's better things to spend your time on. You always wanted to do something. You don't think you have hobbies, but you do. Once you get that clear state of mind, and then you start to realize there are things that you love to do. You love to do art. You always wanted to make something. You always wanted to go someplace, like set goals. Whenever you set goals and you set something to look forward to, then that's even more of a motivation for you to work towards that. You always wanted to finish school or take a trade in something, then do it. Put all of your anger or your hurt or pain into that one thing. I guarantee you'll accomplish it. And then you move on to the next one. Set another goal. Say you want to take your kids to Disneyland. Set that goal. Make it work. Work your ass off to get there. Don't think, oh, just I'm this person and label yourself as a person. You're not that person. You can be whoever you want to be. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of work. One thing that you gotta have is faith and believe that Tunkashila is watching you and is gonna help you. And he's gonna guide you. When you pray and you talk to him, he's listening. And he's there with you. You guys, I'm gonna let you go here, but remember what I said. Remember everything. Even if you have to go back and watch this video again, do it. And listen to yourself. Listen to your kids and what they're telling you. What do they want mom to do? What do they want dad to do? Something with them. Take them to the park. Take them out and adventure out in the hills. Take them on hikes, on bike rides. Teach them. They're learning from you. Yoksha.